Hello everybody and welcome to Storm Reads, and today I'm going to wrap up the Spookathon and then just let you know what I'm currently reading. And I didn't complete all the challenges during the Spookathon, but I did manage to get a couple of things read. And I read 2 actual books, and then I had a short little graphic novel. But hey, works. And so, anyway, the first one here is Close to You by Carrie Wilkinson. And this is the second book I've read by this author. And he writes pretty decent thrillers. And this one is about Morgan, who she wins an award for fitness. And while she's at like an after party, her friend shows her a picture that she had taken and of her, and whenever she sees somebody in the background of the picture, and she can't believe what she's seeing, because it looks like her ex-husband David, but it can't be David because he's dead, and she knows that for a fact because she's the one that killed him. And that's not a spoiler because you find that right off the bat, and I think it's in the blurb. But so she's like frantic, wondering what on earth. Maybe it's just somebody that looks like David. She's fairly certain, that he's dead. She got rid of the body and all these things. But it's really getting her kind of concerned because, well, did he have a brother that she didn't know about or something like that? Because he was a very secretive person, and you find out through a timeline that goes back and forth, and you get before what happened to him, and kind of leads up to why she killed him, and it's it's called the why. And then there's the now, which is present day and what's going on, her being frantic trying to figure things out. And I was a little bored sometimes, and it took me a little bit to get into it, but I think the ending really saved it for me because it totally took me by surprise on what was actually going on. I didn't go there with this one, so I didn't get it. That one really surprised me, and I don't know, maybe if I would have, I think now that I know, I might have picked up on some things, but yeah, it just kind of took me by surprise, the twist at the end, and I really liked that. And I'm using this for, let's see, I gave that one about 4 stars, and I'm using this for the thriller, plus it's got red on the cover, and so I can use it for that too. So the next book that I read is called Beneath London's Fog by Iona Cadwell, and this was just kind of meh. I mean, it was okay, but it wasn't really anything like wowing. It's told in first person, in the point of view of a vampire. His name is Jonathan, and he kind of likes to just stay to himself in his big scary house. And he actually he adopted like a young girl, kind of, who was, I believe she was on the street, and he kind of took care of her and raised her up, and she knows that he is a monster, but she's been raised with him, so he doesn't really scare her too much. And he tries to be, fairly decent vampire. He doesn't just go out and kill people for the fun of it or anything like that. He goes and he feeds and things, but he doesn't do anything real drastic. But somebody is in London, and they are killing people, just ripping their throats out and things like that. And he doesn't like that happening in his area, because he doesn't want people to know about him. He doesn't want anybody to get any ideas that maybe it could be him. And he kind of he finds out who's doing it, and he has to try to end the person that is doing it. But it wasn't a very long novel, and I think if it would have been fleshed out a little bit more, it might have been a little bit better. Sorry about the glare. It just seemed like it was too simple of a novel, I guess. I don't know. I don't really know exactly how to say it, but it just, like, I'm really a big person for, like, dialogue and stuff and not a lot of descriptions and things like that. But in this instance, I think this one just needed to be fleshed out a little bit more and maybe a little bit more detail. And if it would have been a little bit longer, then maybe it would have been more interesting. I would have liked to have known more about Jonathan, and I would have liked to have known more about the person that he's after and the reasons why. You get to know a little bit about, like, why when he does little flashbacks and does tells us about things that happened. But and also with his daughter Holly, she's all grown up, and the romance between her and this guy Walter just seemed awfully quick. And it was just like, boom, okay, they're together and that's it. And that was a little quick to me too. Just felt a little rushed in areas, I guess. Maybe that's what I'm trying to say. I don't know. But anyway, it was okay. Maybe 2.5 stars. I don't know. Yeah, probably about 2.5 stars. Around there. But, like I said, it was okay. And then I was just looking on Hoopla for something to read that was, like, really quick so I could add something else to my Spookathon DVR because I wasn't getting the books that I wanted to get read. And I come across this graphic novel, and it's called Something is Killing the Children. And I don't know, I can't remember who it is that wrote it. His name was James, I want to say it's like James Tyrone the Fourth or something like that. Anyway, I can't remember, sorry. But it was 32 pages, and I'm going to, I used a Beneath the London Fog for my spooky setting, and I'm going to use this for the spooky word because it says killing. And it was 32 pages, and I believe it's the first in a new series because it left me dangling there at the end. I don't know what's going to happen next. I tried to find some more because this came out September 4th of this year, and I didn't see anything else, so I'm just going to guess that this is the first in a new series. So I'm really interested in finding out what happens next, but it's basically there's this some kind of monster that's killing children, and it has a young girl who is a monster hunter, and she doesn't look very old. She looked like she was a teenager, maybe. It does have a lot of graphic violence and the pictures, and like it says, there are something is killing the children, and there are pictures of like these, they look like they were maybe young teenagers, maybe, and they were being killed and nasty things. So if that is not your thing, if you don't want to look at that, then don't get this. But like I said, it is pretty graphic in its pictures, bloody. But I really liked it. I thought it was pretty interesting. It got my attention anyway, and I would probably give this I'll probably give it about 3 stars, maybe 3.5 stars. Like, it was pretty good. It's nothing extremely wowing or anything, and like it was the first installment, so I mean 32 pages. I don't really get a real good feel for the story, but it was good enough that I would like to check it out, and if another one comes out, to see what else is going to happen. Okay, and so that was everything that I read for the Spookathon that was hosted by Books and Lala, and I didn't get all the challenges. Like, I didn't get the read something I don't normally read, but I wasn't feeling like reading the one that I had for that, and I just didn't think I had time to fit it in, so I just didn't. But this was one book that I was supposed to read for the Spookathon for the red on the cover, but I didn't get to it in time. See, as you can see, I've only read just a little bit, and I got my handy dandy file there for the bookmark. I have bookmarks. I don't know why I don't ever use them, but I always just grab whatever's handy. Anyway, so this is what I am currently reading right now, and it's Slash by Hunter Shea, and it is kind of a slasher type book. I know it's about a final girl who commits suicide, and her fiance goes back to the place that everything happened, and because he wants answers on what happened to her while she was there. And I take it some nasty things happen while him and his buddies are there. So we'll see. I'm also reading Magic Shifts by Ilona Andrews, and it's number 8 in the Kate Daniel series, and I can't say too much about it because it is number 8, but it is one of my favorite series. Me and my friend Barb, we're trying to finish this before the year is out. The series, there are 10 in the series, so hopefully we can get it done. And I really like it. This guy here, Curran, he's my favorite. He's the Beast Lord. And he's pretty cool, and I like him more than I do Kate, but that's just me. But Kate's pretty cool too. So, but that is what I'm reading. And I am also listening to The Brutal Telling by Louise Penny. And I think I got about 4.5 hours left of this, so I should be finished with this pretty soon. This is number 5 in the Chief Inspector Gamache series, and so far it's been pretty good. It's this one guy finds a man dead, and he has no clue who he is. Everybody keeps saying nobody knows who he is. It's like he's a stranger there. But why was he found in the bistro? And everybody's trying to figure it out. Of course, Chief Inspector Gamache comes in to figure things out, and you find out a lot of interesting things about the town and the people in it. And I kind of enjoy it. It's not too bad of a series. And I'm trying to catch up with it. As you can tell, I'm only on number 5, and there's quite a few out. So it's just one of the series that I'm trying to finish out. And so there is that. So there you have it. That is everything I read for the Spookathon and the things that I'm currently reading. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe. And I will see you in the next go round. Bye.